Hi guys, welcome back to part two of our last video where we're talking about everything we dealt with and our experiences living alone. So, our next topic we want to cover is our emotional and mental health. So, Rishita, how did you deal with your emotional and mental health considering you are living in a European country like Hungary where they did not speak your language, where everything was so foreign to you? How did you deal with it and tell us more about that?
At the beginning, as I moved to Hungary, I remember the first day I already made up my mind that the locals are quite shitty. I went to the supermarket and it was my first day, my first time supermarket. This lady did not speak English, she did not give a fuck about me and she was really rude. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So this was my first. So I had made up my mind that the locals over here are pretty shitty. And I stayed with this mindset for a long time. So I did not really meet a lot of, or I try to meet a lot of people. I don't know. Then, hmm, I was sad. I was a bit lonely in the beginning. Then, of course, I was homesick. Then, a few years later, I was not homesick at all. Zero homesick. My home was Budapest. I was lonely. I met another family over there basically, so no, but sad, 100% sad.
That was the
Sadness,
constant.
sadness was, it was always something different, but it was not something like, it was not really related to, I was living alone and no, it had nothing to do with me living alone. I loved living alone. So then I think that's one of the reasons that like I learned being alone, being living with people, So at the beginning when I moved there, my roommates were very shitty. So I was most of the time alone. So and I don't know, I just got really I liked it. I started liking the loneliness, and this is one of the reasons that I sometimes travel alone too. So that part has been tough, but coming from a very social thing, like in India, I was way too social. And yeah, later it was, like I think we're both really extroverts, so we need people, a lot of them. But the beginning was really difficult, but then it became a part of me, and later it was really nice. So
And
basically good.
and then did you have like a group, like a community of friends that you would go out with, and like did you build that support group for yourself
a hundred
eventually?
percent
Yeah.
It was more than support. I could call them family, like I really can. I and one of my friends, she told another friend of mine that we were the best thing that happened to me. Like she told about me, like Rishita had a very nice time, like living, like she grew up with us and stuff like this. So it was really
Oh,
nice. So
that is nice.
coming back was really like, I remember the day I had my flight, the last day, my eyes were gone. Like it was just bad. So yeah, I I can say I met my people. I think you did too. Barcelona.
Yeah. So for me, um, I remember I landed my first few days. I had like a gap of 3 weeks till I got my job, right? So I remember that one like few weeks before I got my job and everything, I cried the night. Like I was proper crying. I was like, I miss my mom, I miss my dad. I like, like proper homesick, like vibes full. Even though I chose to come here, there was no like no one
Yeah,
forced me, but I was like, shit, I miss my parents. I miss
yeah.
home. Um, but then work started and then it was going good. I was meeting like I'm not I was not meeting a lot of people. But I was meeting people through like Bumble BFF and stuff like that. So I got to meet a lot of people through that. Uh, some we stayed in touch, and some not so much, but a little bit sometimes. But
Acquaintance.
what I saw in Barcelona, that a lot of the friendships there are very short term, because a lot of people are there for a short term, like they were just there for a month or a few weeks or something. So I felt that kind of used to like hit me, that if I meet someone nice on Bumble or whatever, it's not going to be like a long term thing. It's they're going to go, so that used to kind of hit me, and I used to feel lonely, like proper lonely, like there would be weeks where I worked Monday to Friday, all my work is done, but I had no plans, I had nothing to do. And like you said, like we are full extroverts, we thrive off people's energy. And if there are no people, what do you do? So I did deal with that loneliness in Barcelona. It did get better towards the end, because you actually came in the third month of me moving there, so that was awesome. Then towards the end, like it was proper, like I would be going out with friends and everything. But in Tenerife, it was, I felt more lonely there. I think I felt more lonely there because my house was a bit like far away from the center. Like the house was amazing, like it was like proper, like what I wanted, but it was far away, and I don't know, it was just not the vibe. So there I felt more lonely. So
Mm-hmm.
I would always like keep coming over the weekends to like home.
I
Even when
remember.
I was in Barcelona, I would come home every month, like at least once a month. But you remember, like, you would be like surprised, like I'm just like texting you, I'm like, oh bro, I'm in
I was
Lanzarote.
just going to say this, and I was
Yeah.
just going to say this. Like, I used to text you, and you're like, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm at the airport. I'm like, what? Airport पे. Next day, next week, I'm at the airport. Okay.
Dude, yeah, like I've seen like Tenerife Sur Airport like almost every weekend, because there was no, I wouldn't go because I was lonely, but there was some things always, like once your parents
Something
had
up.
come,
Mm.
I would go. Then some other work had come. Something or the other was always happening. So it was just easy for me to fly from Tenerife to Lanzarote, right? And no, but Tenerife was much more lonely in that sense. And yeah, like I didn't deal with it well. Like I
Mm.
was not happy, like very happy there. Um, and one good thing that came out of Tenerife was that I reconnected with a lot of family. That was towards the end, but like I didn't have like a support group or like friends, or like okay that we would go out. My roommate had her friends, and we would go out with her friends sometimes, but that wasn't like my crew, like my group of friends. So no, Tenerife meant nothing. Like I wouldn't say like I had something like concrete, but Barcelona, yes. Barcelona, yes.
Cities have been nice to us. We chose good cities actually. I mean, dad chose for me, but it was a good one.
Yeah. Both with bees.
Bees.
uh,
True.
um,
Psych.
so, next question, Rishita. How did you deal with your safety and security? Like,
Ups-
अकेली लड़की खुली हुई तिजोरी की तरह है. So,
But it was so weird. I used to make jokes to my dad. I used to be out like like sometimes after in India when like until I was 15, 16, I had this time. My friends, my Indian friends know this if they see this. My dad used to be like 9:30, 10 तक घर पे होने का है. Like I had to be home by 9 in India. And then sometimes when I was in Budapest, I used to call him, Papa, I'm baahar. I used to tease him.
rebel.
And then like he could not do anything about it. Nor would he like tell me like go home. हाँ ठीक है पापा मैं चली जाएगी
हाँ,
घर.
ओके बाय, आपने उधर से बोला. हाँ,
अब तो
हाँ.
मैं घर जाना पड़ेगा पापा ने बोला. My friends guys know. My friends they were like 24, 25, like from I don't like a different country. And guys, no, nah, I never did
I
this.
gotta go. My dad from Palma is telling me to go home, so I'll go home.
No, but I've never worried really about safety, secure. I don't know. No, I really wanted to be outside. Sometimes I used to just fuck off on walks alone and be like क्या ही होने वाला है? It's a big city, like it.
That's the thing. Yeah, you
You know,
Budapest is a good city.
you're not in I was not in an isolated place living. I was living in the city center. So I was like, go down, get something, go for a walk, come back home. I never thought about safety. You?
That's very safe of you. Um,
Yeah.
I see. I'll tell you. Um, I also am not like that kind of person who's like, oh, be like super safe. I used to live in very central areas in Barcelona, so it was very safe all the time. Even at like night 3, 4 a.m., it was there were always people around me. But there was this one incident when I was walking home from the metro station. I used to live very close to the metro station. So I was walking home and these two Punjabi guys started talking to me. And like I was like innocently just talking to them because okay, sometimes you meet Indians and you're talking to them, blah blah. But what one of them did, like they tried to follow me home, and like I entered my portal, like my building door, and I could see one of the guys hide behind the tree right in front of my building door, trying to see, like, where, like, okay, that she's entered this building, so this is where she stays and everything. And that really pissed me off.
Stupid.
That really pissed me off. And you know what? Usually I'm that kind of person who's like, okay, I'm inside the building, they can't do shit to me now. Like I keep quiet, I'm like, okay, like let it be. I'm scared also, na ki like these two men, like, what are they gonna do? So I normally am the type of person to keep quiet. But then I was like, no, Mahima, like this is your time to speak up
Yeah.
for yourself and tell these assholes that you can't do this to me. Like you can't do this to me, not to anyone. So I left. I was coming out of my building door, so they saw, like, that guy saw, and his friend was like on the other side. He saw me,
Mm-hmm.
and they ran away. Like they like quickly, like, ran away.
It's so weird. तो बाहर भागना चालू कर दिया.
Because they saw me coming. And just because they ran away, I was like, no. I also went behind them and I was like, come here, come here. So the guy who was behind the tree was not, he didn't come, but the other guy who was waiting for him, his acquaintance or whatever, I told him, ये मेरे साथ, like, I'm gonna say it in English, but you don't do this to me. I was like kind of like gloating that I have a Spanish passport. Like if you do this to me again, I'm gonna go to the cops and you're gonna be deported to India. So do not fuck with me. Don't do this with me. Not do this to anyone. And he's like, "Nay, what did I do?" Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I know you didn't do anything, but tell your friend, because I know he's your friend, because he didn't do anything. It was his friend who ran away. Like, tell your friend if he does anything like that again, I'm gonna fuck up his life.
भाई
And
भाई भाई भाई.
bro, and then he's like,
Bro,
हाँ, okay,
bro.
sorry, sorry, bro. I felt like धूम मचा ले, like पीछे से अभी आग आ रही है. I'm like, oh. But that was such a first for me. Like I am not that kind of person. Like I'm like
Yeah.
I just get intimidated by these things,
I
right?
would still be scared. I don't know why.
I was terrified, bro. Imagine these guys are stalking me to my building. I'm running behind them to tell them to fuck off. I was terrified, but luckily the street that I was in, the street Sagrada Familia, that was super crowded. So like I
Yeah.
was not like scared in that sense, because I know nothing would have happened. And then I mentioned that those two guys were Indian. So I was I don't know if I mentioned
The
that, but I was like,
stupidest thing, like,
I, I was telling them, आप लोग बाहर के, like, you're in a different country. I'm Indian, but I'm a citizen of here. If you
I
hurt me,
live here. I
I
fucking live
live here.
here.
Like I have a Spanish passport. I'll call the cops now, and I'll fuck up your
Yeah.
life. And he was scared.
Do I
And
remember this one time? Do you remember that I came to Barcelona? We went to Taco Bell to get some stuff, and this Indian guy, the delivery guy, was just staring. Like, dude, all they bloody do is make you uncomfortable and just stare at you. And I don't
no,
want to generalize Indian stuff. Indian guys or anything, but dude, these are the people who really
yeah, make you
make,
uncomfortable, right?
yeah, like not a Spanish guy has, not
No,
as no,
never.
like not even a homeless.
True, true. This reminds me of another situation. Actually, now that we're talking about it, I'm reminded of another situation. So my first room, like my first house,
Mm,
there used to be a supermarket right below it, which was
mm,
open till 3 or 4 a.m. And sometimes I would be hungry at night, okay? So I would go down at like 2, 3 or whatever. Actually, no, this didn't even happen at like 2, 3. This happened at a very reasonable time, like maybe at night, but like 11 or something. And I like I would go there frequently, you know. So the guy was like chatty, he used to smile, ki haan, thank you, whatever, whatever.
Where was
And
he from?
Punjab. And
Okay.
and then he's like, what do you do? So I was like, I work, and like he kept asking me questions like, oh, kaake ho and
Like
everything.
a
I'm like, yeah,
typical,
I didn't say like
yeah,
I'm here and everything. Then he's like, do you live alone or do you live with your family? I was like, that's the tipping point, you know, because if I tell him I live alone, that's
फिर
a bit scary for me.
yeah,
And I didn't want to even lie. Like, why should I have to lie or something? Like, I mean, okay, you can
yeah,
lie, but I was like, wait, he doesn't have to know this information about me at all. So I was
yeah.
like, I told him ki, why are you asking me so many questions?
Yeah, you told
I
them.
said that, bro. मैंने हिंदी में बोला कि इतने सवाल क्यों पूछ रहे हो? Then he got a bit like, हाँ मैं तो I'm just asking ऐसे ही. Stop going
Chube.
there. Stop going there. And that was also one of the reasons why I was like, no, I have to leave this room now because I just felt unsafe, you know, because I was living alone and that supermarket was right next to my building door,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it was like, but now that I remember, I'm like, wow, I'm so proud of me. Like I told him, like told these two guys to absolutely fuck off, like don't
I
fuck with me.
really want, I mean, and not that I want something like that, but I really want to find the courage to tell someone like this, even if it's speaking up for me or speaking up for another girl that I see, like, I want this too.
You know what? I'll do this for you. Like now, will we go somewhere? I'll hire like two
Pay
undercover creepy
someone.
guys.
इसको डराना.
हाँ, इसको डरा, इसको थोड़ा unsafe feel करा, and then I'll tell you, Riddhi, tell them to fuck off. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro, actually अच्छा होगा, but in reality this guy's safe.
Yeah, but then what you want to do is like have that
I
courage, you know
want to
that
learn. It can be someone I don't know who is safer, which is a
yeah,
safe option, and
yeah.
bad luck. But yeah, I
Tell
would like
someone to
to
fuck
have the
off, right?
balls. I would like to have the balls. Yes,
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah.
to tell someone to fuck off.
Damn, now thinking about it, I'm very happy that I said this. Like, I'm not that kind of person. I'm like scared. Ho ho ho! I'll just run away home. No, bro, fuck off. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to anyone. Okay,
Yeah. The one
nice.
thing it has nothing to do with safety, but I have really become cold. So if there are things that I don't agree with people or anything, I'm just going to straight up tell them to their faces. This has nothing to do
That's
with
very good.
safety and stuff like this, but in general, as a person, I am like, if I am not, if this thinking is not okay, I'm just going to tell you, like what you're saying is not right.
That's something I actually admire about you because I know you do that within like the family also. And I look up to that, you know, trait in you because you say to anyone, like it doesn't matter who it
But I
is.
really don't care. Like, even if it is my friend right now, if I tell that person, if he or she wants to take it rudely, then go ahead. If not, pues
Yeah,
none of my
that's such a nice
business.
trait.
Yeah, man. Just even saying no.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Sí, tía.
Admirable quality.
Gracias. और कुछ
Okay.
करना है?
Um,
वैसे.
also just even this video has reached its 20-minute limit. So actually we
So,
knew this was gonna be a very interesting topic because you know,
yeah.
security and mental health.
Yep.
So we'll literally see you in the part 3 now.
We will. Guys, stay tuned again.
Stay tuned again.
Yeah, but we actually have like a lot of stuff to speak, I think.
Yeah, so don't leave us, guys.
Please. Por favor.
Okay, bye.
Bye.